Hi, it's Joseph, co-founder of the Abundant Culture Fund, and today we are going to analyze an investment opportunity that can help you grow your retirement income faster and with less risk. Now, a lot of people don't know that they can use investing in small businesses as a way to generate more retirement income. And I believe it's the best way because not only does it generate more retirement income than other traditional assets, as you'll see later on in this video, but I believe that if you have the right team in place, that is also less risk as well. So if you look at my screen, you'll see a 4,200 square foot steakhouse in, I think that's Gwinnett, Georgia, seven figures in 2019. Makes me wonder what they did in 2020. So that's the first thing that kind of stands out to me. It does say in the listing that they were affected in 2020, but I don't believe it says how much. Um, a couple things that stand out were, let's see, there's a couple things. So one, it has 22 employees, which is always good. The more employees, the merrier. And for a growth slash expansion plan, they say corporate and special events catering, which it makes me wonder, are they doing that already and not fully exploiting it, or are they just not doing it at all? Because I do believe that if they're not doing it at all, that is huge value that you could add to the bottom line by doing that. It doesn't state why the person is selling, maybe because they're just tired of all the crap that came from COVID, I would imagine. Um, let's see if there's anything else that's interesting. Oh, here's was the thing that was interesting that I read. The owner spent upwards of $1 million on the build out. So they don't have any pictures of this place, but if you spend $1 million on the build out, I know that is nice. It has to be nice because I've seen companies spend a lot less on build out and look really, really good. So that's really impressive. They most likely are state of the art, in my opinion. It seats 110 people inside and it seats 40 people outside. So definitely a lot of seats in the house, which is always a very good thing. And it doesn't seem like they have a ton of competition in regards to steakhouses. So that's good as well. So let's get into the numbers. So the asking price is $395,000. It has a gross revenue of 1.2 million. It has a cash flow of $204,000 and a rent of $11,700 per month, and it was established in 2017. The square footage of the building is 4,271 square feet. So their rent seems higher than some businesses, but for a business doing over $1 million in revenue, it seems reasonable if you compare it to the revenue, but not the square feet. So, um, and they're willing to offer seller financing, which is always awesome. So let's take a look at this business from the standpoint of what it will look like for my investors if I basically bought this business. So as you can see, this calculator has a whole bunch of numbers on it. I don't want you to worry about most of those numbers because I use this calculator to make very sound decisions on the behalf of the investment fund. So there's a lot of numbers that I care about that most of my investors would just never care about. I want you to focus on the numbers that are color coded because those are the numbers that matter most to my investors because that is actually what they're making. So I put in the asking price of $395,000 here, and then the cash flow of $204,000 here. And off of that cash flow of $204,000, my investors would make 38% return on their money just from the cash flow without using any financial leverage and without growing the company at all. Um, Tell me about another asset class that generates a 38% return on investment just from the cash flow after expenses. I can't think of one. If you can think of one, definitely feel free comment and let us know. Um, and as a dollar amount, that 38% return would be $150,000 per year for our investors. So let's compare this return to the return that traditional retirement assets will usually generate. So based on research that I've done, stocks, bonds, and multifamily real estate, if you don't include financial leverage and if you don't include growth, your average return from cash flow will usually be 6% or less, which means if you invested $500,000 into traditional retirement, your annual income will be $30,000. Not bad. But if you invested that same $500,000 into a abundant culture fund deal like the one we just saw that produces a 38% return, your same $500,000 investment would generate a annual income for you of about $190,000, which is $106,000 more than you would get with traditional assets. That is a 633% increase, which is basically what that equates to is you're making 6.3 times more with the abundant culture fund asset as opposed to whatever your current investment assets might be. So let's say you have a goal to just generate $60,000 of income in your retirement. With traditional assets, you might have to have about $1 million invested in order to generate that same $60,000 of income. But with abundant culture fund assets like the one we just saw, you only have to invest $157,000 in order to fund your retirement. So you tell me what's a lot easier to invest, $1 million or $157,000? That is a difference of $842,000 that you now no longer have to invest into your retirement. You can give it to charity. You can buy beach houses. You can buy boats. You can buy cars. You can buy your kids a house. You can fund their education, your kids' education. You can give it to charity, whatever you want to do with it. Or you can invest it and make a lot more than $60,000 in income. But that's $842,000 of cash that is now freed up to where it doesn't have to go to retirement. It can go to whatever you want. Um, Based on making a smart investment decision to invest in something that generates more income as opposed to doing what most people do, and which is basically what they're told to do by financial advisors who are just salesmen sometimes. Well, that concludes our analysis of this opportunity today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're somebody who wants to double your retirement income in less time with less investment, less risk, and less fees, feel free to reach out to us at abundantculturefund.com. And if you're a small business owner who wants to just sell your business so that you can focus on the next phase in your life, also reach out to us at abundantculturefund.com. Thank you so much and have a great day.